Uh, Despite it all, air, and recount the vote. We can take it as pre-shuffle if we want. King of Wands in reverse. The Three of Pentacles. The Star. Feels like it. Low key. Just the random vibes. What's this energy of the most communally advantageous thing you can do is to just kind of like chill out and kind of sit in your own energy for a bit, because it's going to help you better move consciously in social situations. And it's kind of like what I read from those cards, but I got some more now. Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the Two of Cups. King of Wands, Knight of Cups. He's really like, bruh. Feels like somebody was really in their head about something. And so shit got weird. Yeah, the Star came out again. In reverse, but Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Judgment. Six of Wands in reverse. King of Wands in reverse. Knight of Cups. I think I said that already, but with the Queen of Swords. And the Strength in reverse. I think someone was trying to build into something that was like greater than themselves. And in that process, it's almost like an energy of self-neglect, but like a conscious energy of self-neglect. Like it was like kind of low-key necessary. It's got the energy of like purposely misrepresenting oneself, so that it could bring another energy to the surface. Maybe purposely disrupting a community, but to or for a greater purpose. But it was like in the context of like building to that larger purpose. That misrepresentation caused them to have a bad reputation, and it's not one that they can easily find their way out of. unless they like abruptly stop and change course. That abrupt stop doesn't seem like it was something that was possible, because to represent themselves in their truth would have made them weak. And I don't think this is like an illusion of weakness. I don't think it's like a self-worth issue, because there is like a clear acknowledgement of self. It seems that like the trade-off was, you get a bad reputation and a good outcome, or you show up authentically and just got this energy that like showing up authentically isn't really an option. I'm hearing like it could have been like, I'm just trying to get around the sensors, but like it could have led them to being unalived. And so in that context, behaving badly was the best move. So in this present energy with judgment, justice, they all came out, you know, so there is this energy of like conclusion of that conflict. But absent of the conflict, there is still like this sense of like poverty, of like soul poverty, of sacrifice. And it's like a bit of a tower moment of like soul retrieval. Because yeah, like behaving badly did lead to a greater sense of peace. It's like not something that's being questioned, but I think the path to peace was a bit monstrous. And so it's kind of difficult for people to like figure out how they really feel about it. And I think because it was so intense up until the point of the flip over, and now it's like this kind of like, how do I describe this energy? Do you want me to use the same deck? How do you describe that energy, Spirit? Yeah, it's very much like Hangman in reverse energy, where like the reflection that's in place is like kind of having this person in a stagnant energy. But it's like the stagnancy is less of like an algae ridden pond, and it's more like a wine cellar. It's like they're not bed rotting, they're like bed fermenting, bed refining. Fermented foods could be confirmation for you. Because what's kind of coming to the surface is this person used to be loving or is loving. They're showing a lot of loving qualities, but like in the context of the chaos, it seemed like a tool. And it's like this kind of weird dual energy where it was a tool. Like I think this person genuinely is a loving person, and they were able to kind of like utilize their like very sweet and genuine nature to manipulate, but like from a place of truth, which has a lot of people shook. I think a lot of people are like questioning the motive, and like Cynthia fell face down, and since the motive is unclear, and I feel like a lot of things have been made clear with all this air energy and all this deliberation and falling apart and manipulation and love energy and calculation and all this other stuff, but like the motive hasn't been released. It kind of like it pokes at something, and it's like kind of keeping people from holding back on judgment, because there's this feeling that if it was superficial, it would have been said. I'm hearing that people are even like in this energy of judging this person for making a big deal about it or saying certain things. And the person doesn't even reply because it's like this acknowledgement that nobody fucking knows what they're talking about in regards to this. Maybe even the person themselves, but they are showing up in this abundant energy, or at least in this abundant mindset. And it's confusing. I'm seeing like the Falcon on this as like really significant too. It's almost like the reason why they're able to sit in the security is because they had like more information. Like the bird was able to scout out ahead and like come back to her and tell her what was up. It's giving like Ranger in Dungeons and Dragons. Like they have like a very high perception, maybe even a high animal handling ability. And what is that? So is that wisdom and charisma? And it's like this kind of like acknowledgement of like the way this person is sitting in this energy and communicating this energy. It's like unsettling. And I think the person allowed that unsettling energy to be projected onto them so that they could navigate whatever the true fuckery was. And now it seems that they were able to remove themselves from that situation. They're just letting the projections kind of fall where they will. Whereas before they were like, oh, no, not me. And it feels like maybe the other party thought that this was something that they had no control over, but it was very conscious. And now that they're not like picking up anything that's being thrown at them that doesn't actually resonate, or by the same token, acknowledging things that do resonate, where I feel like in the past they might not have even allowed that much access to their personal sense of self because there was this type of like reactive situation. It's almost like they gave a false account of the things that would make them reactive, or maybe the things that they were reacting to was a part of themselves where they had that like memory. Is almost giving like method acting. Either that or they healed through it, but I have this energy that they were like pretty much healed already. And so it has this energy. So like if this person is this healed, this aware, this conscious, and they're playing like this level of game, It's like, to what end? Because it's like there's almost like this idea that like they were achieving some grander purpose, right? But they are like kind of articulating by their behavior and maybe by their emotional world that they have like completed that already. Um, and there's like this energy where there's like this like thick emotional weight in the air that's not being like spoken to. And I think that speaks for itself in this case, because what's peeking out? Yeah, the Empress. She's just kind of like, I feel like going inward and just kind of like nurturing herself at this time. Um, Maybe it's overdue. So as all of this like present energy is being kind of taken in and like applied to the past, there's like, I'm also seeing this as like, especially landing on the moon, the chariot, sort of. I'm seeing this as like a new understanding of some of the messages that were said before, that they might have some like deeper meaning. Also, an energy that, because of the emotional weight of like what is going on mentally, it can't be articulated. But landing on the Nine of Pentacles, it can be felt. Um, I want to pull on what people need to know about this person. That would help clear the air and recount the vote, because I feel like people want to, but it's like really dense. Hummingbird. You want to take it? Yeah. Mantis, demons, door. It has an energy of like a horror game. I'm thinking of, and I don't want to spoil it too much, but like the last battle in Resident Evil 7 or in like Silent Hill 2, when you're like getting to the elevator, or like really any horror game where you're trying to get to an elevator, right? This feeling that like they have to get in and the doors have to close before whatever comes in, right? And so on the way there, there's like this, like a lot of like movement. There's this like feeling that like someone's gonna like bite their head off. Almost like there's like this romantic, like sadistic energy to like some of the demonic presence that is like pursuing them. It's like, yeah, it's Silent Hill 2 heavy, bro. And that what you were kind of witnessing from them was a reflection of maybe their internal world might have felt like this, because there's like this element. And because I'm thinking of yeah, like Resident Evil 7 is significant, Silent Hill 2 is significant, and also Resident Evil 8, when you're in God, I can't think of her name, but the bitch who has the veil and the doll, like where there's this element of like, is this all in my head, right? And so there's this element where someone is fighting something that cannot be otherwise perceived. They're like fighting a ghost. But like in those games, you very much those things can very much kill you, regardless. So from an outside perspective, what's seen was this individual like swinging at like seeming like everyone and everything and fucking hauling ass. And it might have seemed that they were like trying to run away from the violence that they were inflicting, but in reality, they were successfully attacking an invisible threat. And as soon as they were able to haul-tail it and the doors closed and they were able to lock it and fucking barricade it and deadbolt it, the game was over. And they could like collect their breath and like I'm hearing prepare for the next level and the new devils.